I think Michael Jackson is a phenomenon and a fluke. I don't think many Michael Jacksons come along in a lifetime. Um, I've always been on the fence, and I know most people would be like, "Are you crazy?" But like, I've always been on the fence about him actually have having like, I hate talking about this, molested children. Like, I'm not saying that he didn't. I think he didn't. I think he, in his heart and soul, loved kids, really loved children a lot. And I think he wanted the best for them. But I think he, too, really was a kid. Like, I think there may have been more mental shit going on in his world um, than people understood. Because I think he really didn't think he was doing anything wrong. Like, he seemed, to me, I mean, I'm a good judge of character usually. Maybe I'm way wrong. Maybe I'm a terrible judge of character. But normally I get a strong feel for somebody within the first, like, 15 minutes of knowing them or something. And with him, like, I never knew him, but obviously he was always on TV. Oh, mother flipping phone. Um, um, So you got into his world ever since he was a little kid, like, and then later you heard the stuff that went on behind the scenes and how he turned out. I'm not condoning. Don't get me wrong. If he is a child molester, then I am not condoning by any stretch of the imagination anything he did. He's an awful person and he should be beaten mercilessly. However, I don't see it. Like, I get a feel for that from people, and I know he was weird and crazy and wanted to look like Peter Pan and just destroyed his face and like was a real wacko, but you don't think that that was like honestly um, some serious mental issue? Maybe, you know. I think people saw him as normal, but I think I think there may have been just something wrong with him. Maybe he knew about it and he was keeping it quiet. Maddening. Um, but that's my opinion, my honest opinion of him. Like, and musically, like, you can love or hate him, but I think most people feel he was talented. I just don't know to what extent he actually wrote of the music. Like, I'm sure melodies he wrote with, but it seemed like he may have been writing them with people too, like, you know, Grace Jones and stuff like that. And it's not a terrible thing if he was, but I mean, I always felt like songwriters who were the musicians were the ones that impressed me the most. Like, people could do both, because that's hard. Like, I don't consider myself like both equally as talented at all by any stretch of imagination, if barely talented at all. Mother's internet. Do you have a parent or a grandparent that you're always being forced to like just be like, I don't want to say humor, because I mean it's not like that at all. Oh, that is, what is that? Lime? Oh, come on. Lime milk. That's disgusting. Citrus and milk don't mix. You know this. Everyone knows this. I guess this came up the other night just because I heard, I can't remember if it was Beat It or Billie Jean, or it was a song that just really is a driving beat to it. You know, your typical, you know, Michael Jackson type beat, and I can't turn the channel off when I hear those songs. There's like a few songs of his that I'm like, let's just keep going. But most of the time when I hear it, like, whether it be out of nostalgia or um, desire to, oh my god, I am so sorry. This is turning out to just be awful. I had all these plans and schemes for tonight. Uh, okay, no. Now it's something else entirely. Jeez Louise, man. When it rains, it pours. I had a rough day earlier today. I'm not going to get into it right now, because I'm in a good mood, and I want to stay in a good mood. And I've had a feeling that my good mood was going to fade soon, and I don't know why. I don't like it. My thumb is incredibly swollen. Yeah, we're done with Michael Jackson. Um, I don't know if I got bit by something or if I broke something. I don't remember hurting it. Or if it's like a poison ivy, because I have it over here too on this knuckle. It doesn't really itch. It itched at first, now it just aches. And I got a cut here. Or is it a bite? I don't know. I just wonder, that's a creepy thing, like going to sleep knowing that like black widows are plentiful in this area, and they're usually in dark, cool places, and I like sleeping in dark, cool places, usually on the floor or like I don't know. I'm starting to worry about this left thumb. It's starting to worry me. Just saying. If there is no 86, thank you for always coming back. What am I looking for? I don't know if I'm looking for a text or anything anymore. That doesn't matter. So yeah, that's Michael Jackson. I loved Michael Jackson growing up. He's the first musical performer that I ever attached myself to. I remember watching the Jackson 5 cartoon long after, or a few years after the show. They may have been going on all at the same time. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, I used to watch the cartoon and hear the music there, and then obviously, Off the Wall, I was never immediately a fan of. Like, it took me a while for it to grow on me. And then, obviously, Thriller came out, and that was just like, whoa, what is that? That's like a once-in-a-lifetime type of album. Like, I think of all my favorites, Appetite for Destruction, August and Everything After. I don't know. I could really go on and on. I have, but ultimately, those are the big ones that were changing. Like, they changed the way I listen to music. Sparkle Horse is another one like that too. But that's probably the last band. I've heard some more bands since then that have moved me. Obviously back over the last 20 years. Recently, just started listening to Tom Waits. Jesus, my brain. Yeah. So anywho, yeah. Thanks for coming by again. Pete's coming this week. Very much looking forward to seeing him and hanging out and having a few drinks, having a few laughs. Come out to the coast. That'd be kind of fun. Drive out to Virginia Beach. That would be a fun trip. Oh, not this time of year. This time of year sucks at Virginia Beach. If anybody has ever been to Virginia Beach in the middle of the tourist season, go back in the fall, on a rainy, not cold, but cool day, and just watch the ocean and the clouds and storms and surfers. Surfers, for some reason, love that. I guess it's choppier. And you could it's so much different and so much better. And only a few little select decent shops are open. Like on the boardwalk, there might be one or two touristy jobs or stores open, which is really weird because it means you're only hiring for summer pretty much, or end of spring into early fall. And that's it. Then you gotta go get another job. Maybe you'll get called back next year. Interesting. I really thought about that, but I just prefer it in the winter because you can look at what's really beautiful about it, like the ocean and the sky and the solitude, the silence of very little noises outside of the ocean and the wind. That time of year at the beach, any beach for that matter, away from the public, cars, traffic. I hate hearing traffic when I'm at the beach. That's a no-no. You're not a great beach in my book. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of beautiful beaches. Probably some of the best in the world within hearing distance of cars. However, the ones that were always my favorite were the ones that you couldn't hear the cars, and all you could hear is the ocean. The ocean at night is so much better than the ocean during the day, unless it's Virginia Beach, because then there's still a night crowd and bars and hotels and so. But come the fall, late fall, when it starts to get a little, you just throw on a sweatshirt over a t-shirt and shorts or jeans and you'll be fine. And that time of year is the perfect time, I think. I never thought I would love the ocean until I couldn't go to it all the time. I may have said this before, actually. when I was younger, I couldn't swim at all. Like, I still can't swim, but I feel like I can get myself out of trouble. At least in a pool now. I'd be a little concerned, but I think I could do it. Certainly not in the ocean, but I know I could at least go out to my knees or maybe my waist if I'm careful. But last time I went to Virginia Beach, I went out to my neck. And if most of them I could just bob right over the wave, yeah. And everybody tells me you're supposed to go through them. Well, I don't like putting my head underwater. I do it now if I have goggles, but I'm not going to go to the ocean with goggles. You look like an asshole. And I saw one starting to build. Like, there was a few of them that I was like, and like, I was like, whew, just made that one. And then the wave from the 9th level of hell started forming. Like, I felt the water just pulling out, and just kind of doing one of these on me. I was like, oh no. No, you feel it pulling me that way. It's pretty strong undertow, but you know, I could handle it. It wasn't too bad. And then just seeing it growing, and it was gonna break on me. I knew it was. I was like, I can't get over this. I'm fucked. I hate going underwater. I don't want to die. So I remember just taking a huge ass breath and trying to get over it, and it was just like boom. And it just turned me like 3 times under the water. Thank God I had like at least a 30-second breath, or I wouldn't have got back up to the surface. I'm like, oh no, am I going out into the ocean? Is this me? Is this how I end? That's why I don't like going out that far. Like, that happens too often, and I'm not a good swimmer, and I don't like going underwater. So, any hope of going swimming in the ocean in my lifetime is probably pretty rare. That's alright though. I can still enjoy it. The sounds, the smells. I can go into my knees. I can find shells, watch dolphins. So yeah, like I would always consider myself like a mountain man. Like, you know, some people are beach people, some are mountains, some are forests, some are plains, some are desert, some are Arctic. You know, some people just like living or being in certain climates. And I never thought I would care about living next to the ocean, but every time I go to the ocean, I miss it so much because it reminds me of being a kid, especially going back to beaches you used to go to as a kid. A lot has changed, hopefully, like the showers. Oh my god, those fucking filthy, nasty showers at any beach. Of course, that's what flip-flops are for. I get it now, but I didn't wear flip-flops when I was a kid. I remember being like, I'm not going in there. Fuck that. That's disgusting. And I should just put flip-flops on. Anywho. It's been a long time since I've seen the ocean. And hopefully, I'll get to see it again sometime soon. I don't know when. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we make it out this weekend. That'd be kind of fun, but it's the shitty year. It's the shitty time of year. It's nice to see the ocean, but sometimes it's just not worth it. Would be a fun trip though to go see some water. Maybe this fall. Maybe I'll plan on. I did record once. No, I didn't. I didn't have the camera. I remember wanting to record that trip because it was just a perfect time of year, and like that's just awesome. So maybe if I think maybe I did record some of the ocean or surfers or something. If I did, I'll put it up here just so you can check it out, and you'll kind of get at least the feel of it or the look of it. If not the smell and the wind, the cool, cold November wind, like October wind in your face, and just like it breathes a new life into you too. I think the ocean. I don't know what it is. Like, I feel like my hair gets so knotted at the ocean. That's the only thing I hate. Is after going to the ocean. This is usually why I cut my hair. I go all year with long hair, and I try to keep it out of a ponytail most of the time. But if I'm driving, I'll put it in a ponytail because it's horrible. So then I go to the beach, and I get sand and salty water in my hair, and it gets all tangled in the wind. And while you're there, you're loving it. It feels great. But then when you get home and you shower, you feel pretty good. And then you're like, oh my god, my hair is nothing but like a rat's nest of snarls right now. I'm never going to be able to brush this out. And then you do, and it's just like, you have all these split ends and these just dead ends, and sorry about that. I didn't mean it. But that's how I feel. I feel like at that point, you gotta just fucking cut it and start over again. I like having short hair sometimes too. I really do. But problem is it's easier to pull your hair back than it is to grow it back. And I do that all the time. I'll grow it for like sometimes 2 years, and then I'll just be finished and just done with having long hair. And I'll cut it really short and start wearing it super different. I like doing that. I mean, I think that's a fun thing of life, changing the way you look. I mean, I don't necessarily believe in body modification to the degree it's gone, but I won't say I'm against it either, because I wouldn't have said at one point that tattoos or piercings were something that I would have ever considered. And then when I got old enough and smart enough, I realized, yeah, I did want those things. Damn. Well, I'm gonna have to go look at that computer. I've got to get these peanut butter cup video done though tonight, so I'm gonna go watch one of the Oreo orations just so I can line it up with the milk and see how that goes. Because you know, you never know, being at the right place at the right time. You know what I mean? So let me go see on my mother's computer. If you're having a good time here, please subscribe. If you know anybody else who might like them, please pass this along to them via your Twitters and your tweeting, or your Facebooking, or your MySpacing, or Google hanging out, or whatever. I'd appreciate it. You don't have to, though. Don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. Did you make somebody smile today? That is something I want to add, because I'm forgetting my own words. I think I like I said, I do naturally. I'm just stupid, and I think stupid people are funny. Even though I consider myself smart, like, I prefer acting like a moron. It's more appropriate of me, and I would be doing you a disservice, my friend, if I acted any differently. Yeah. Make yourself a little bit better tomorrow. You know, let's make the world spin happily together. And in the end, we'll all die with smiles on our faces. Thank you for always coming back and watching The Road to 40. I got a special little thing I just want to say at the end here. And I'm going to try to get them on board, and I think they'll do it. Last night I mentioned this, and I'm pretty much cementing the idea if they are interested in it. I'm going to send them a video link tonight, actually, saying something along the lines of, I'd love to sit around. I have a really big kitchen table. It's about, I think it's an 8-foot table. I don't know why we bought a giant table, but it's nice having it, because you can do crafts on one end while you eat on the other end, or make a mess of one end, you still have plenty of room to eat, because nobody eats at the dinner table here usually. We try to get people to, but it's only when like people come to visit usually. So yeah, tune in just a few moments to see my very first ever Oreo oration, inspired by the infamous Greg Miller. So you guys have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow night on episode 186 of The Road to 40, featuring Jason Oliveira. Good night, America. I love you.